looking at the jump here in the trail, jumps are always around kind of a critical factor. They can either make or break a run. Coming into the jump, you're looking to set your speed up on the entry, and here when we land, we're landing into this corner, links up with another set of corners, and we want to be able to carry that speed through. The thread will be very, very narrow across here as well. It's not going to be a big line that we're looking for, but that thinking about that small line choice, those marginal gains that Richard referred to earlier, can make all the difference. And just thinking a little bit more about where we place our tyres and what we're looking for in terms of the landing and then grip through the corner can make all the difference. And so coming in, looking ahead, feeling the bike into the landing, and again, if we get a chance to look at the trail and see what line we want to be on, that's really what we're thinking about, is not looking down at where we are, but looking through to where we want to be, and then thinking about what's happening. Is the tyre hooking up? Is it finding grip from the trail? What are we getting as far as feedback goes? And that's all about the golden thread, is how we feel on the trail, and everyone's going to feel slightly different in those slightly minute changes that we'll make as we go down the trail.
So as Ian runs in, he's going to be looking to find the golden thread on the exit. Getting that transfer into the corners, getting his shape ready to get through the corner, carrying lots of extra speed and not sliding out, not losing grip and not losing any time. So here a little bit of line choice here for sure. Quite clearly there's going to be a faster inside line, but it's not all about speed when you go for a ride. A lot of the time we're out to have fun, get that feeling of flow and rhythm and pump, get some air time. So your fast line on the inside, your fun line on the outside.
This is where the golden thread really comes into its own, because you can begin to vary it as you go down on different runs, get a feel for what different bits do. As Richard said, if you're out for a fun ride, then you can really start to have some fun with the trail. If you're out to set a little bit of a time or just to get down and catch up with your friends, then that faster line really works. The other thing there is if you are having fun, sometimes that can turn out to be the faster line, because you just loosen up and you really commit to it. Often if you're overthinking a line because you're looking for that little bit of extra speed, you just tighten up, you might hold your breath a little bit more than you think about it, or you might just do a little bit of pre-braking coming into it. Whereas if you're committing to having fun, you're off the brakes, looking up, smiling, all of the things that help you to relax and just carry that extra bit of speed through the trail.
So staying loose and having fun doesn't necessarily mean you're going to set a slow time. Quite often trying too hard, try and ride fast, you end up ragged. Try and ride smooth, you'll end up fast. So here the trail's widened out and that golden thread can be a little bit lost in the roots there. Visual performance cues, drawing your eye line in, might draw you off the perfect line, but there's various options here depending on the sort of rider you are, sort of bike you're riding and the sort of skills you've got in your pocket.
What you're looking at here is thinking about the setup before coming into the section, making sure that you've looked through and you're thinking about where you're going to manage your energy as you come into the section. It's very easy, as Richard said, to get your eyes drawn into the visual performance cue and forget the skills that you're using to carry yourself through the section. If you're coming in, you can use a little pump to push the bike a little bit higher, and just remembering that these roots here are going to try and drag your eye down. That's why we call them visual performance cues, because they affect where you look, and you really want to be looking through, pumping through and thinking through this section. So coming into this section, it's very easy with the camber for the hill to draw you across to the outside. What we're looking at here is if you can get up on the high side there, it opens up the trail and gives you much more space to operate in. The golden thread runs across the top of the hill, but if your thread wavers offline slightly, you've got room to manoeuvre and room to work. If you're down on this low line here and one of these roots just pulls you offline, or bullies you as we call it, you're going to be bullied off the trail and end up losing concentration and valuable momentum through this section. On the high line, if that happens, you can twist your hips into the bike, push away and drive the bike back up onto the trail and keep that momentum rolling through.